Welcome back to the watch review, folks. This video is an instructional video. I wanted to do this video because there's a lot of people that buy watches are brand new. They're new to watches and new to collecting, and sometimes they buy a mechanical wind watch and they do not know how much to screw it down, or if they buy one that has mechanical wind like this one in the middle, but also it's a screw down case, you need to know when to stop winding and then push down and screw down, compared to something like this, which is basically just mechanical wind. Let's take this one for instance. This particular watch has a Seagull. I'm sorry, this is a custom one. This is a custom one. But anyway, this is a 17 jewel mechanical wind watch. And in order to wind the watch, basically the only thing you have to do in the position that it is right now, you just have to wind. And what you try to do is you wind until you feel some resistance, until it's not that easy when you wind it. And you want to stop there. You don't want to go too far, because you don't want it to overwind. And what happens is when you overwind the watch, this gear, the winding gear, right, as you can see right there, will go as far as it goes, and then it gets clicked up to here, the stopper, and then from there on, the watch will not function. You're going to have to get it fixed and get it to a watch repair place so they can go ahead and disassemble all this. So you want to get it with friction, but you don't want to go too far. That's on a manual wind watch. Now this one, basically it's got two positions. You got the winding position, and then you got the second position to set the watch. That's the way this one works. This one, this is an automatic. So this one, although an automatic has a rotor, you can't see it there, but it's a rotor. It goes around and around with your wrist and movement. What it does, it winds the watch, but it doesn't mean that you can't wind it. You pull, this one is a screw down crown, right? So you screw it down for water resistance, but when you take it off and you pull, you basically, you can wind it right here, okay? And this one, these right here, you don't have an issue really of going too far on the winding, because this is an automatic. But you wind it just a bit. You take it to the, it's got a position for the date, and then it's got the position to change the time. And then what you do is, once you do what you need to do and wind it or change the date and time, you just screw it back down for water resistancy. So this is no problem. This watch winds itself just because of the movement of your wrist and arm, and that's an automatic. This is the one that's a little bit tricky. This one here is a mechanical wind watch, but it's a screw down crown. And when you got a screw down crown on a mechanical wind watch, you really have to be careful, because you don't want to wind it too much, because then you can't push it down and lock it, because you have to twist it. And if you wind it too much, you can lock the winding gear, and that's it for the watch. Or you basically can't get to screw it down because it's already wound completely. So this one's very similar to the other one that you saw, to this watch here. This is a 17 jewel mechanical wind watch with a swan neck regulator, okay? This is the gear right here that winds it. So let's see. First off, on these watches, you have to unscrew the crown from the case. That's right there. And then you can wind right there in that position. As you can see right there, you can go ahead and wind from that position right there, okay? And then once you look at the watch in the back, you see this main gear right here? You see how it winds? You see this stopper here? You don't want to get it to the point that this stopper locks, because that will ruin the watch and you got to take it to service. So you got to feel friction. But on this one, compared to the other two, you can't let it go really too far. you know, maybe try do 12 to 14 winds, and then once you feel just a little bit of friction, then you lock it, and then you close it down right there for water resistancy. This one also has the same thing as the other. You open it up, you wind, and then you can set it with a second position right there, see? And you push it down, and then you go ahead and lock it. What you do not want to do in this type of watch is wind too far, and then you can't push it down to lock it. So basically, just wanted to do this video. You know, these watches are really phenomenal, and people are really into it right now. This is the best way to buy a good quality watch and collect, because you're talking about the old-fashioned, even pocket watches going back that far were mechanical wind watches. This is a 17 jewel. This is a beautiful watch. Look at that design in there, how well it's constructed. Anyway, so the main thing is not to overwind these things. Just wind it probably 12 to 14 times, then push it down and lock it. And that's the way to do these. These are a little bit simpler. These you just have to, you know, wind it, and as long as you get some friction there, some resistance. Don't go too far, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't have to do anything on that. And these are the simplest ones. These right here are the automatic, so they wind by itself. You could wind it, but you're not going to overwind it. So that's this. I just wanted to do this instructional video, folks. I hope that you got something out of it. These three watches are on sale on eBay by seller 14 Dolphins 1, and they're on auction right now. Thank you very much for the views and the subscribers. I really do appreciate it. This is my hobby, and I really love watches, and that's the reason I do these videos. Thanks a lot. You have a great day.